to one of my favorite segments of all time. We call it a take for 99. Okay, where we give you a very expensive take in all of sports that we have currently in our minds, and we get to get a response. And Zay, you could go first. The mic is yours.
Hey man, I appreciate that. Listen, my take for 99 cents. I think I'm gonna revisit a conversation we had earlier in terms of Justin Jefferson. The era of the playmaker. I think this is the time where all these guys who are so dominant and dynamic on the football field at the receiver, at the tight ends, are gonna get paid overbearing money, which decides what the offense will tend to do with their quarterback position. I think the quarterback won't be the highest, the most important piece to get paid on the offense moving forward. I think a lot of teams are focusing on keeping these playmakers tucked and with this team. You know, guys like Jamar Chase, guys like Justin Jefferson's. Even I'll even talk about the younger players like the Brandon Ayuk's, the Garrett Wilsons of the world. These guys are up and coming, and they're playing at such a pace that you have to pay them down the line, and you have to make a decision between the quarterback or the receiver. And I think more organizations will tend to go receiver based on how likely these guys are dynamic and how they're playing. I know I had to take before saying the receiver was going to be the next running back in terms of their markers are going to go down. And I think it's going to differ because there's only a handful of guys who are able to do everything on the football field at the wide receiver position that you have to lock it down. And running back is like every guy is like similar in terms of running into the gaps, running into open fields, and so on and so forth. And I think these handful of receivers that we're seeing currently are so dynamic that a lot of teams are choosing them over a lot of quarterbacks. We just seen Justin Jefferson get chosen over Kirk Cousins. Not saying that's the worst move because it isn't, but Kirk Cousins is a guy who's been throwing the football at a pace that we haven't seen in quite some time in terms of the history books. And that's something that the Vikings are saying, hey, so long in Atlanta, we're good over here with Justin Jefferson. So I think these decisions that organizations are making are going to be between these dynamic talents versus the quarterbacks that have been here for quite some time. And I think a lot of organizations are focusing on the era of the playmaker, which I'm now calling the paymakers, because they're going to pay these guys a lot of damn money that the organization can't keep anyone else but these receivers.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think it all depends on the quarterback that's on the roster. I think there's still a need for elite quarterback play that rules everything. If a quarterback is not on his rookie deal and he's eligible for an extension and he's elite or close to elite, he will be taken care of first. I'm a firm believer of that. However, I do believe that, in this cycle, we've seen a lot of quarterbacks being drafted. Think about it from this perspective. Look at the draft class. How many quarterbacks went in the top 5 or the top 7 or the top 10? A lot. About 4 guys. Right? We've never seen that before. Why? Because there's a need to reset the quarterback market. There's a need to reset the quarterback clock and have a quarterback on his rookie deal. Now, when you do that, you have an opportunity to bring in talent at wide receiver, etc., protection, and you get to overpay those guys because your quarterback is cheap. But I do think we are going to get to a point where JJ McCarthy, his contract runs out. Where Caleb Williams' contract runs out.
Jaden Daniels.
With Jaden McDaniels' contract runs out, right? It's going to be a point where we are going to see them lose some of those great receivers that they brought in. And we're going to be having this conversation again, like what's going on with receiver, like all about, the quarterback clock. Everything revolves around the quarterback. And if your quarterback is cheap, you will receive a payday if you are an elite wide receiver or close to one. And I think it sums up what we talked about to start off the show really well. All right. I'm going to stay here in the NFL for this one. I was going back and forth with a basketball take, but I think because the offseason is here in basketball, technically, we're on the verge of it, I can save that for next week. I'm going to go NFL here. I'm going to stay here. I'm actually going to stay kind of in the middle because you talked about Jefferson, so you kind of in the NFC North here. I'm going to stay here in the North. I'm going to talk about the biggest topic of conversation in the North, Caleb Williams, okay? Bears GM came out yesterday and said, and I quote, Caleb Williams is a quarterback you win because of, rather than with. Okay, that's a strong statement for a guy who hasn't touched the field yet. You win because of him, not you win with him. Okay, well, my question is, will Caleb Williams' talent translate to immediate impact. Okay, because look, we all know that the Bears are going to be on Hard Knocks. It was announced. So there's going to be a lot of eyeballs, if they weren't already, on the Bears this year with the primetime love that the NFL gave them, with all the love that Caleb Williams got, all the hype coming into the NFL, okay, all the expectations, all the moves during the offseason, that just went up by 10. Everybody is watching the Bears right now. There was one point where nobody gave a you-know-what about the daggone Bears, okay? But now we do. The Bears clearly won the offseason with all the moves they made to bolster their wide receiving room, to bolster their tight end room, to bolster their offense, to bolster their defense, okay? And we all know that Caleb Williams has the intangibles. He has a strong arm, the creative ability, okay? The ability to manipulate the pocket, okay? And we all know he has that. He has that okay? Based on tape. Tape don't play. Based on tape, but tape don't play. That's my favorite line. Tape don't play, brother. Okay? Stats don't play either. And we all know that this guy's a little bit zesty, okay? He's a little bit too zesty for my liking. There Bears. Okay, no, Caleb. Okay, stop with that. Stop by saying the Bears. No, it's the Bears, okay? Not the Bears. Stop that, please, okay? The fingernail painting. Stop that, please, okay? But at the end of the day, Caleb, I'm going to be honest with you. As much as I don't support the Bears, right? If you come out day one and do what you got to do, you could finger paint all you want, brother. Yeah, I'm not going to co-sign that. No, Diddy, I'm not. But if you doing what you got to do, pink, red, blue, yellow, purple, I don't give a damn. I don't. Because at the end of the day, you're judged by wins and losses, my brother. Okay? There was a lot of people, and I'm feeling it right now. There's a lot of people, okay, that wanted me, Leel, you got to believe me, man, that wanted me to believe that Patrick Mahomes could have started day one. Oh, look at Patrick Mahomes. Burst out onto the scene. Already one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. Disrespected my guy behind me. He's the GOAT. Okay? Yeah, sure. Okay? But he's a good quarterback. He's the best quarterback in the NFL. I got to give it to the man. He is. Okay? Yes, Patrick Mahomes. I'm not a Patrick Mahomes hater. He's the best quarterback in the NFL. But people tried to convince me that he could have started day one. Okay, and maybe it's true. Maybe he could have, but we don't know that. Maybe he did benefit from sitting on the bench for a year. But guess what, Caleb Williams, you up, bro? You up, bro? You're gonna show us if Patrick Mahomes could have played week one. Okay, you're gonna be that living example because we're gonna compare and be like, Lil, told you, Mahomes could have played week one. Look at Caleb. So let me bring us home right here. Okay, when you look at the NFC North, I called it on the previous take for 99, one of the best divisions, probably the best division in football, okay, for the next couple years. I do believe that Jefferson is the best wide receiver in the league, in your division. The Lions is reloading in your division, okay? The Bears have the most talent in the division, okay? Who am I missing here? The Packers is probably the team that I'm going to pick to come out of this division, okay? And then you got Caleb Williams. Expectation. Pressure. So my take for 99 cents. Okay, and hold up. It's not a question. It is a question, kind of. It's a question, and I'm gonna leave us with something here. Okay. So yes, will Caleb Williams' talent translate to immediate impact? And now I'm gonna leave us with the take. I do believe, okay, that Caleb Williams is gonna do two things. He's gonna break two records. Number one, the rookie record for the Bears in passing yards. And number two, remember this saying, the Bears haven't had a 4,000-yard passer ever. That's going to change. And that's my take for 99 cents.
I think the take is great. I think Caleb Williams is probably the best quarterback prospect in quite some time for the Chicago Bears, at least going into the season, right? We haven't had this much hype around the Chicago Bears quarterback in God knows how long. And I think it's going to be interesting what happens here with this team. It's, sometimes there's going to be a situation where it might not even be in his hands. It might be in an offensive line, right? It might not, like, if the pocket collapses and he can't get the ball out and done, is that on him? Or is that, like, what happens there? So I think it's going to be interesting what happens with Caleb Williams. I think it's a great take. I think it was a great take for 99. But Caleb Williams, I don't think the pressure's really on him to be better than just go out there and play. There's really not much pressure out there for the Chicago Bears. people are saying Super Bowl, people are saying playoffs, but it's like he has his whole career ahead of him. So it's like, yeah, even if he doesn't play hot the first 3 games, it's not like, oh, the world is ending, or like, no, you got time. You got Roma Dunes, you got Caleb Williams, you got guys on that team that it's building, and you're building something in Chicago, and that's what you're trying to do. Like a lot of people are trying to put expectations like they going to the NFC Championship this year. They going to, like, that's not really it. They just drafted a quarterback for their franchise. They're hoping that, develops into an all-time quarterback. That's what they banked on. History says that quarterbacks that are drafted number 1, there's not that many that wind up fitting the bill. And that's just the truth of the matter. But I think there's going to be a situation where he could do something similar to what Andrew Luck did when he went to the Colts. Something similar.
That's immediate impact.
Hopefully, just accident injuries. But there's a
impact.
possibility he could do it. So I think, a lot of Chicago fans, they're happy, but I know they're also patient because they know they need to make sure this kid develops well under this new regime and under a new system where Justin Fields failed in. So I think there'll be something, they failed in. That would get another discussion for another day. But I agree with the take. I think that it's going to come to fruition with the 4,000 yards and also him being an immediate impact for that team.
I mean, look, 4,000 yards is a little bit hefty. Maybe that's a little hot take just to spice things up. Maybe I did it just to spice the take up itself. I'm not sure if I 100% believe that this guy's going to throw for 4,000 yards. I probably messed up my take, me admitting that. But I'm a realist. So my name, the real Leel. I got to be real with you. I wanted to put some spice in my food. I cook with herbs and spices, my brother. No, not salt and pepper. Herbs and spices, brother. I'm talking all the ingredients, my brother, okay? That's what herbs and spices is. It's not salt and pepper. I want to add some flavor there to my take. However, we do know that the Bears are going to be a passing team. We all know the weapons that they brought in. The running back, who's great out of the backfield that they brought in. They're going to pass the football. That's why they moved on from Fields. Best believe it. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up another episode of 99 Pod. It was a good show. I had fun. And I hope y'all enjoy the finals. Okay, and I hope, for Celtics fans and Mavs fans that, y'all able to calm yourself. And, best of luck to everybody who's rooting for the finals and watching the finals. And, Zay, looking forward to the next show that we do, my guy.
Absolutely. Please like and subscribe to the channel. We're working hard here. But also, if you have a take for 99, please comment on the video below what you believe can happen in this NBA Finals, what's happening in the NFL, even in the boxing world. We're going to talk about boxing real soon. But please like, subscribe to the channel, and also comment on the video. We appreciate y'all support. Hope you have a great day.
Salute to my guy, Kenny. And Zay, one more time, I'm going to emphasize it again. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. All right, I feel like I'm being shadow banned on YouTube. Matter of fact, Zay, I'm gonna hold you up for another 30 seconds while I go on this rant here. Okay. This unorthodox outro here to this show. Because the day that I did a recording talking about Taylor Swift and the conspiracy behind Travis Kelce with Big Pharma, okay, and the Taylor Swift, connection there, and I literally broke it down to I connected the dots and how it, coincides with the election. Ever since I did that show, my views have been tripping. And I know I ain't tripping. Okay, I'm being shadow banned on YouTube right now. So this cannot come at a worse time when I'm halfway to 1K. No, folks, I need y'all to like and share this video, okay, to help us, get this content out while we are shadow banned. I'm jacking that because we was making progress before. And once I did that video, and I kind of knew it, I said, Leel, once you do that, bro, once you do that show, just know it's no coming back from that. You're going to be shadow banned. I know how the game works. Okay, I know how the game works. But we got to know how to win a rigged game. We got to know how to maneuver in a rigged game. So make sure y'all like and subscribe to the channel. And Zay, I'll see you on the other side, my guy. Peace out.